Good day, YouTube. It is Saturday, February 17th, 2018. We were working on the old 83 Honda Gold Wing GL1100, and I just removed the rear master cylinder, which was mounted here. 2 bolts secured it, and also this bracket that held the air hoses that go to the rear shocks. You got a steel line for the brakes, you got 2 bolts, and then there was a hose that went up here to the master cylinder reservoir. Take the hose off the bottom. In order to get that off, you got to kind of unbolt this and lean it out, pull it off of there. And so we got her up on the bench. I got a rebuild kit for it. I put some fluid in it and it all leaked out. I couldn't ever get it to pump any pressure at all, so we know it's junk. Went online and got a rebuild kit. This one came from Parts Unlimited. See if I can focus on there. Yep, in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. You can freeze frame that if you want to know part number. Not sure what all yours it fits. Hopefully it fits mine. So I've never had one of these part, nor have I. Do I have a book that tells me what to expect in there? But I have the new parts. So my guess is there's some old wore out ones that look just like it in there. Let me grab the camera stand there real quick. Let's open it up and see what kind of a mess we got. Alright, put you on the stand. Let's see what's in here. It's properly dirty too. And it's brake fluid, which is also a really good paint remover. Alright, putting some gloves on. Let's take apart what we can get apart. Start off with a Phillips. Take this piece off. She's pretty tight. Let me see about an impact. If I have a small headed screwdriver tip, yeah I do, I'll load it up right there. Sometimes when you can't get them by hand, rather than break out the beat 'em up impact wrench, we'll try this. Uh-oh. That didn't work. I'm going to have to get out the beat 'em up one. Let's see what happens when we do this. Again, never had one of these apart. Does this just fall out of there? Ooh, yuck. Yuck. It's pretty gross. I'm again not sure what we're looking at. Guessing there's a snap ring in there. Excuse me while I find a brush. We're still digging, trying to figure out what holds this thing together. Alright, it's a snap ring. Okay, I'm going to go get a snap ring pliers out of the box. And we'll turn you back on and we get some things busted loose here. Well, we've been fighting the snap ring a little bit. I have a whole drawer full of snap ring pliers. This is one of them. It's really cool. And I think it's going to be the one that gets this thing off of here. So I started off with a hammer and a punch, and I beat that thing. I just have it freed up. I threw some penetrating lube in there, let it sit for a little while, then I brought it over here to the steel table, beat it up on the vise a little bit, and I have it moving, so I think we'll be able to get it out. I've already broke a tab off of a different set of these, but these are good. So, and this one you can just crank them up or crank them down so it'll work in either direction. This O-ring or snap ring has to be squished to open it up. It's not going to be easy, but I think we're going to get it. Kind of holding pressure down. It moved, but we didn't get it. Try again. Man, getting a light in here is just a bear. I got a lot of light. I don't want to hurt this component. Gotta get them adjusted, get them in the hole. You gotta push them for all you're worth. Oh, one more time and we'll have to do this off camera. One more chance. Alright, I have to get her on my own. I'll check back with you a little bit. Okay, we got it. What I did is put the snap ring pliers back in, just grabbed a little screwdriver, got them squished in, then put the screwdriver in and just kind of pried it out. So we got the snap ring clear. You know, sometimes these things just fight you all the way. And I have a feeling this one's going to as well, because somehow this all has to come apart. Somehow or the other. Question is, how? Gonna have to get it in the vise a little better than that. It's aluminum, be careful. Hey! Came apart. Well, that's what's in there. Look at that. It's rough. R-O-U-G-H, rough. Hope that's how to spell rough. I'd say it's a nasty little deal in there. What can you see? Yuck. There ain't nothing moving either. Holy smokes. Let's, wow, this thing sat for a while. The last license stickers on this motorcycle are 2008. So it probably had a couple years of abuse from the last owner and then sat 10 years. Let me get my bead on impact. with the smallest bit that I had. See if we can get that loose. So, well, maybe it'll go. Yay! One down. Success, I think. I don't know what's under here either. We're going to find out together. And then we'll have to figure out a way to get this thing apart. I mean, if the piston is just totally jammed in there. I attempted to buy a whole master cylinder, but all I could find were rebuild kits. So I bought a kit. I'm starting to think it's not going to be enough. What in the world? Oh, geez. It's crispy. That's not even metal, that's plastic. So it's just from the reservoir. But this is nasty looking. Ooh, look at the chunks. Yay. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I guess I'm going to go over to the other bench. Maybe fire up the air compressor, see if I can blow this thing across the shop or something. Because whatever's in there is in there. It ain't going to come out easy. There's no way to get a mechanical means to it to push it out. So I'm going to have to either blow it out with air or hydraulic it out with a grease gun or something. We'll figure it out. Okay, we'll be back. Well, what I was thinking I'm going to do is try and drill a hole down the center of that piston, which is just severely stuck. There's no way to get behind it. There's no way to drive it out. So I started drilling the hole. You can see the shiny with a hand drill, and I realized it's solid aluminum. It's going to take a minute. So I'm moving over here to the drill press. Let's see if we can drill a hole in it that I can put a screw in and then pull the screw out. Without messing it up. You can buy a master cylinder on the internet. I went and looked. It's over $100. But heck, the kit was like almost $50. I haven't opened the kit yet, so I guess it's possible to return it. Although I'm not too good at returning stuff. Gotta get deep enough to get a sheet metal screw in it. A little more, I think. I think that'll do it. Let's go over to the bench again. I have a screw sitting here. I might have drilled the hole a little big for that one. No? Might be okay. See if we can run that screw in. Yep. Yep. Now then. Probably like a vice grip or something. Moving you again. We're going over to the vise this time. Let's see if it works. Okay, I'm going to get a big screwdriver to pry with, I think. I could probably reposition the vice grip and pry against the jaw of the vice grip. Not exactly working. Wow. It was a good idea though, wasn't it? Oh boy. I think I'm going to shoot some penetrating oil in there and let it soak for a little while. We'll come back to this in a little bit. So I got some spray penetrating lubrication going on that piston to try to free it up. And while that's happening, I thought I would clean up this linkage piece that goes from the back side of the brake pedal to the and pushes on the piston in the master cylinder. And of course I'm using Lime Away. If you've seen my other videos on Lime Away, just taking the corrosion off. Don't get it on your fingers, right? Because it is acid. I'm just being very careful. And I just use a flux brush. And it's working really pretty good. I was just going to go hit it on the wire wheel, and I said, why don't we just take the rust off of it first? Yeah, let's do that. So it's actually cleaning it up real nice. So this was solid black, rusty yuck. So it's going to take a little bit. But even the bracket's coming out back to its finish. So it's very nice. Remember what this looked like when we first took it out of the bike. You'll want to neutralize this with some like soap and water. Or it'll just keep going. Right on. So we're letting the master cylinder piston soak. I'll take you out of zoom there. Look at that. It's going to clean up okay. Then I'll show you the master cylinder over here. It's soaking in PB Blast, or I think I'm going to take a little heat and heat up the outside of this aluminum master cylinder just with a propane torch. You know, it's aluminum. It'll expand when heated, and I think that would help. So I'm going to fiddle with this a little bit. If I see some movement, I'll grab the camera and turn you back on. So I was heating this with a torch, and I saw a little brake fluid come out of this side, or fluid come out of this side, and it might be penetrating oil, so I thought that was a good sign. Which most means it's flowing through. That's helping. Or maybe it wasn't. I got the PB Blaster boiling in there. See what happens. See what happens. Come on, baby. Something's got to go right today, you know? Everything's been fighting us. Come on. Can't rebuild it. We can't get it apart. Oh, come on. Well, screw came out. Okay. I'll keep playing with it. Well, I'm really having to be creative here. I drilled the hole deeper. I went to a number 12 sheet metal screw, and I set a 3/8 fiber lock nut in here. And the thought now is to drive this screw down and just keep tightening and draw the piston up, pulling against this nut. So that's what I'm going to try. We'll see if we can get this screw to bite the aluminum. Let's try running it in with the impact. Probably just going to tear it all up, but got to try something. Nothing else is working. I'm afraid I'm driving that nut down in there. It's got a grip though. It's got a grip. I don't want to jack it up. Try to put a bolt in it to get it out. The theory might work though. Let me find a washer, smaller washer. It might work though. See what we got. Here's a grade 8 1/4 20 or 1/4 inch washer. Hey, that's pretty good. Let's do the 1/4 inch washer. Oh, and that one fits over. Okay, I think we're on to something here. And I'm running this as delicately as I can. It worked! I thought for sure it had spun. We got it. Little inventions, what do you know? I don't think we're trashed in there either, so the piston's not horrible. I'll be darned. Well, once in a while, you win one, but it sure fought for a while. See what I did there? Okay, well, we'll put her back on the bench, see what we got. Alright, we're going to go after there should be a rubber cup and then a spring in here. See if they'll cooperate a little better. Oh, there's the rubber cup. There's a lot of crap in there. This thing's pretty crappy shape for rebuilding it, isn't it? Gotta find another screw here, a long screw. That spring has a little cap on it with a hole in it, so I'm going to try and get it like a deck screw here to get a hold of it. Too big. Hang on, I was using a wire over here earlier today. Where's it at? There we go. Maybe I can hook it with a wire. Gonna move you. Go down in here and hook it back. Hook the back side with a wire. I'm gonna bend that over so I don't get that in the eye. Come on. Okay, we're going to have to bend a different type of hook. We're going for just a 90 degree, slightly over 90 degree bend. We can go in there and get alongside. There we are. And more junk. So there's a spring and there's the rubber thing, and I'm looking at my new parts. Pretty much it comes with a piston, the boot, the rubber thing, a new clip, and a spring, and what is that? Like a little seal or something. I'm not sure where that goes, but I don't think it's inside. I think that's it. So now I got to clean this thing out somehow. Yeah, that's it. If it was a wheel cylinder, we could hone it, but it's not. So, let me clean the outside of this up a little bit, and then spray some carb cleaner or something in there to get the junk out of there. I got a couple ideas. We'll probably end up making like a mini hone or something out of some Scotch-Brite pad or something. We'll do something like that. Be back in a bit. Alright, we're going to build a little hone for this guy. So cut a little piece of Scotch-Brite pad, maybe about the size of a long wide postage stamp. See if it'll work. I'm just using a piece of 12 gauge copper wire. You could strip out a piece of Romex or something. And then we'll bend it over and grip it tight. Then probably will work. Maybe give it a few twists. That ought to do it. Chuck it up in the drill. Yep. And shoot a little WD-40 in there. Ooh. Give it a little rinse. See if we can get this thing in there. Oh yeah. Ooh, huge improvement. Was a big improvement. Let's do some more, shall we? Let me check, make sure you can see what we're doing. Oh yeah. I didn't even get it in the face. Yeah. I see gray. You see the gray? That means we've been into the aluminum there, polished it up. See the gray on top of the white? That's right. That's right. You have to blow this out with an air hose too, make sure these passages are open. Hey, it looks good in there. There's a little bit of pitting out here at this end, but the piston doesn't ride there. Actually looks okay. Man, I wasn't too sure we were going to save this thing there for a while. I think we're okay. Okay, let me clean this thing up and run some air through it, and we'll get it ready for reassembly. Okay, YouTube, we got it cleaned up inside and out, blew some air through it. It's going to be impossible to see down in there probably. Where's one of my flashlights? Hang on a second. Maybe you will be able to see it. Yeah, there you go. So we got it pretty clean in there. I think it's good enough. Shape perfect. Got that. I got the kit, so we're going to give her a shot. Yeah, it's alright. I think. So I think we're going to end this video here and make a part 2 because it's getting a little bit long. So I got a kit here. We're going to bust it open and we're going to start reassembling the master cylinder. We'll get it all put together. We'll finish cleaning up the linkage, which is already partially cleaned up thanks to some lime away. We'll just wire brush it and get it ready to go back on. We'll get it put back on the bike and bleed it in part 2. So thanks for watching part 1, and come back for part 2 in a little bit. Thanks.